more you explain yourself, the weaker you look. And believe me, I know that does sound harsh, yes, but listen closely. There is a difference between communication and over-explaining. Communication is clarity. Over-explaining is insecurity wearing a suit. Communication says, here's what I mean. Over-explaining says, please don't think badly of me. And that's where a lot of men lose their power. They're not explaining because the other person needs clarity. They're explaining because they are afraid of being misjudged. They're afraid of looking wrong. They're afraid of being the villain in someone else's story. But the truth is, some people already made you the villain before you opened your mouth. Some people don't want understanding. Some people want control. They want to control you. They ask you questions not because they want the truth, but because they want to put you on trial. And every time you keep explaining, defending, clarifying, and proving, you step into their courtroom. The hermit doesn't do that. The hermit understands that silence is not weakness. Silence is boundaries. Silence says, I don't need to convince you of who I am. That's a powerful place to stand. Because once you stop needing people to understand you, you become very difficult to manipulate. Most men are not controlled by force. Most men are controlled by the fear of being misunderstood. That's why they talk too much. That's why they defend too much. That's why they explain decisions that were already clear inside their own spirit. But a man who knows himself does not need to keep submitting evidence. He speaks when speech is useful. He explains when explanation is earned. And when the room is committed to twisting his words, he lets silence answer, because the more you explain yourself to the wrong people, the more you shrink yourself to fit inside their own limited understanding. The hermit doesn't shrink. The hermit withdraws, observes, moves,